It's been a while since I've actually done reviews. The pandemic kind of made it really slow. But anyway, let's dive into learning about the Meike lenses that I purchased. Okay, so yes, I bought the Meike lenses. No, they did not pay me, or I'm getting any kind of endorsements, or I'm getting anything for making this review. Here I am talking about my experiences with these particular lenses. I wanted to do a review sooner, but my wife and I just invited a wonderful, beautiful addition to our family. My first child, so needs as much of your attention as possible and as much of your sleep as well. So when I got my thing, let me bring this up here. I'm not going to get into too many details of all the specs on these things. There's so many people doing great reviews about the specs. I'm going to do more tests. I just want to show you image quality, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see if the image quality fit how the way I film and the way I do projects, and what I use them for. First off, I got this really great case, which I noticed a lot of people online did not get cases at first. I waited a while before buying them. Meike is doing them in lens at a time. No idea why they're doing it that way, but that is the way that they wanted to do it. Whatever, that's their choice. So here we are. I got this case when I purchased the 3 lens set. This is a really great case for protecting your lenses. And so if you're looking to get cases, if you are one of the first adopters and you got the 50 and you have the 35 and you're looking to get the next set pieces of the set as they come out the next couple of months, this is a great case. I wanted to go PL mount because I knew that buying a single lens set, I'm not going to always have the same body. I may not always stick to Sony, which I currently film with, my Sony FX9. But I was thinking, maybe if down the road I get into a different camera body that I can adapt PL lenses to, since that currently is a standard for a lot of the cinema cameras. So yes, lenses themselves, really great build quality. A lot of people have talked about that online. It does have a super long throw of 330 degrees. The few things I didn't like too much on here, these caps, they just fly off. They don't really hold on very well. As you can see, I'm barely tapping them. So that they don't really grab onto the lens to protect them. So they do fall off easily. So mindful, not many people will do it, but don't pick these up by the lens caps themselves, back or front. I do like the coloring design. I love how it's etched in here. That is beautiful. So let's dive into picture quality. When I was looking at the bokeh on these particular lenses, I was really happy with how all 3 of them consistently work together, which they should. I'm very happy. They're not overly swirly, they're not distracting in any form or fashion, which is really kind of cool. To find focus, if I lose it a little bit, I can bring it back softly without a big jump that you usually get when you're using photo lenses with their short throw. So again, with cine lenses, that was another reason why I wanted to have that. So I finally got a chance to meet up with some buddies, and we talked about making a little bit of a commercial project. I wanted to use it in that setting to kind of do more controlled lighting and built up lighting. So I met up my buddies, Eddie and Nathaniel. I will link up their information below for the Instagram. That we found companies that actually were happy with us making them a little bit of creative content. And so we met up with two wonderful actors. In a location in Toronto. It was only myself, Nathaniel, and Eddie. Since we are still in pandemic, we really wanted to keep the team really small, and this was kind of a good way to kind of do that. We also did a couple more tests with the models. So we asked them, or with the actors, we asked them if they could sit distant from each other. I wanted to see how well the rack focus worked. So here we are, where we're kind of going to rack focus using each lens. And I will put on the bottom what lenses we are using. I was really happy with the way that it smoothed out, little to no noticeable focus breathing. A lot of online reviews have pointed out there is a bit of focus breathing, but honestly, they're doing them with really good meters and settings. And when we're out there filming, as filmmakers, we're not paying attention to that. We're really paying attention to the story. We're paying attention to what our subject is doing, what our subject is about. And if the rack focus has so much movement that you notice it, then you know that that lens is an issue. But here, I didn't notice that. And I know at looking at it that way, I was like, you know, it's going to be great in the field as I grow with these lenses in the future in my investment with these lenses. Now, lens flares are very subjective. Everybody has a different feel of what type of lens flares they like. They have a different feel of what lens flares really appeal to their artistry. So yes, we had a 120D by Aperture set up behind the ladies, and we just kind of like flashed the light back and forth to kind of see what kind of flares we can get with each one of the lenses. Very surprising, to tell you the truth. I was thinking I'd see a lot more flaring than that, and I bet if I did a little bit more tests with it and walked out there and went to a larger source like the sun, I would get a lot more flaring. My last thought on these lenses I wanted to kind of give all you guys is, who are these lenses for? There's so many products out there, and a lot of people actually ask me, why did I end up buying these lenses instead of like saving up for something else? And to tell you the truth, I really was in the mindset of originally saving up for like a Zeiss CP3 set and slowly building up my set. It would have taken me a lot longer. The pandemic's kind of really slowed down my line of work and what I do in the industry. There are a ton of guys who are able to work out there, and at the current moment, I'm not on that list of the guys who get a lot of the work, but I'm who get a few, and the few that I do have, they're more on the budget end, and I was looking for a set that I can use on set that I knew was a budget friendly, and in time, short time, I'd be able to pay them off pretty quickly. So that's how I looked at it. Because whenever you're buying any kind of investment, you buy a new camera, you buy any kind of piece in your products, you really have to think about what is lined up for you in a sense, or what do you believe in yourself you can line up to be able to afford to pay for everything, because this gear is very expensive. Every lens setup every tool, I should put it that way, really has their purpose. And you as a cinematographer have to review the tools and decide which one works best for you and your project at hand. Thank you again for listening, everybody. I appreciate you taking the moment to kind of sit down with me, let me go through this lens set with you, and I look forward to taking my investment and building up with it. And if you decide to dive into it, I guarantee you're not going to be overly disappointed with these things, especially at the price point that they are. But just be mindful, if you are kind of on the fence, I always recommend renting it if you can, and dive into learning about the different lenses and seeing what of the characters work best for your next piece of art of your cinematography. Have a good one, and everyone stay safe out there. We're still in the pandemic, but we are getting through it, and hopefully soon all of us can get back to doing projects again. Take care.